welcoming you to a rather chilly spring evening in the capital Windhoek. This is the Tuesday Primetime News edition. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Jaconia Nehemia. We commence the bulletin from the State House where President Dr. Hage Geingob asserted that the practice of corporal punishment has no place in the modern world. Geingob made the remarks while urging learners to take their studies seriously. Geingob shared these sentiments against the backdrop of a visit to State House on Monday by learners and teachers from the Tsumeb English Medium, Ontana Combined as well as Nehale Secondary Schools.
But I would like to welcome you all. I was a teacher in Oshikoto region, and when I went to the class, first time, I had younger kids there, smaller kids. And I look at them and say, look at me, how big I am. I wasn't that big that time. I was also not that big. So look at me, how big I am. And I'm strong. So I'm not going to use, because I was always opposed to corporal punishment. I said then I am not going to use a stick to beat you like a donkey. And the time I was there, none of you were, of course, on that time. I never used a stick or shampoo. Then late, Mr. Kalenga and I worked. Mr. Reinhardt and Mr. Uyov were the old teachers who were respected there. And we convinced them that we are opposed to corporal punishment. And it is not a thing we should use in the modern times. So education opens all the doors. Education can free you. You grow up and open your own business. You can be a teacher, you can be a scientist. You can go to the moon. Education opens all the doors.
On to policing matters. The Namibian police force on Monday revealed that drugs worth more than 3.5 million Namibian dollars were seized and 135 suspects were apprehended on drug dealing matters during the month of August. In a crime report availed to Primetime News on Monday, Namibian Police Force spokesperson Kauna Shikwambi said the different drugs included cannabis valued over 2.5 million Namibian dollars, men drugs valued at 89,640 Namibian dollars, crack cocaine valued at 11,000 Namibian dollars, cocaine powder valued at 943,815 and tick valued at 240 Namibian dollars. As per the police report, the 135 suspects arrested on drug dealing matters involved 129 Namibians, 2 Angolans, 1 Tanzanian, 1 South African, 1 Sudanese and 1 Zimbabwean national. Staying with policing matters, the Namibian Police Force has urged members of the public to refrain from sharing photos of accident scenes on social media. This follows the recent distribution of inappropriate and insensitive photos on social media of 2 people who died in an accident involving a government VIP Protection Directorate vehicle about 10 kilometers outside Otavi last month.
Speaking to Primetime News on Monday, head of the Community Policing Subdivision, Warrant Officer Silas Shipandeni, stressed that it is inappropriate for the public to share photos of accident scenes, especially where people have succumbed to injuries. He said in most cases the deceased's next of kin have not been informed and get to learn of the passing of their loved ones on social media. Shipandeni encouraged the public to rather report accidents to law enforcement agencies immediately for prompt response without taking photos or gruesome accident scenes. He said such images can inflict long-term psychological trauma on the family members of the victims who are exposed to the photos of how their loved ones died. He noted that currently there is no law that punishes individuals for sharing such photos. However, relatives of the deceased whose photos are shared can take legal action against members of the public responsible for sharing the pictures. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukvonda.
On to some continental updates. The Red Cross earlier today appealed for more than $100 million to provide desperately needed assistance in Morocco, days after a powerful earthquake killed nearly 2,900 people. Caroline Holt, Global Director of Operations at the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, told reporters that they are seeking 100 million Swiss francs, equivalent to $112 million to be able to deliver on the most pressing needs at this time.
Search and rescue teams from Morocco and abroad continued on Tuesday to dig through the rubble of broken mud bricks homes, hoping for signs of life in a race against time. Friday's 6.8 magnitude quake was the most powerful in Morocco on record. Holt said the funds were needed for health, water, sanitation and hygiene, shelter, relief items and basic needs.
We are seeking 100 million Swiss francs to be able to deliver on the most pressing needs at this time, which include health, water, sanitation and hygiene, shelter, relief items and basic needs.
The earthquake was the most deadly to hit the North African country since a 1960 earthquake destroyed Agadir on the Atlantic coast, killing between 12,000 and 15,000 people. Overall, at least 2,862 people have died and more than 2,500 been injured in the latest tragedy, according to an official toll issued late on Monday. Morocco has authorized rescue teams to come to its aid from Britain, Qatar, Spain and the United Arab Emirates, but has so far declined offers from several other nations, including the United States and Israel. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, your dedicated source for the latest business updates. The City of Windhoek has maintained its contractual decision with Red Force debt collectors to collect an accumulated debt of 255 million Namibian dollars, owed by 20,000 pensioners. This follows a petition submitted by over 300 pensioners from Katutura on 27 June 2023 for the removal of Red Force. More insights on this report.
Briefing the media on the matter on Tuesday, City of Windhoek Deputy Mayor Magdalena Lompard said the accumulated debt has placed a significant financial burden on the city, thus the appointment of Red Force to collect debt on behalf of it was deemed more financially viable.
It should be noted that no pensioners' residential property accounts are handed over to Red Force, and there is no interest charge on accounts handed over to Red Force for all residents, apart from the collection fee of 10% of each payment made. Debt write-off. The city is currently working on a proposal to write off debt for pensioners and interest for all residents.
In the petition, the pensioners have also demanded the removal of current debts, stressing that they are unable to pay off their accumulated water bills after the COVID-19 pandemic, which has resulted in City of Windhoek cutting off their water and electricity, as well as contracting Red Force debt collectors to recover debt from the pensioners. Lombard said City of Windhoek is owed 1.2 billion Namibian dollars in total by 58,000 defaulters, in areas of which 20,000 are pensioners, noting that City of Windhoek is currently considering various debt management modalities, including working on a proposal to write off debt for pensioners and interest for all residents. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta.
On to business and economic updates from the coastal region. Erongo Governor Neville Andre Itope has applauded the three town councils of Omaruru, Karabib and Nusakos for their collaborative efforts to steer the town's economies to greater heights. The governor was speaking during the launch of the first ever amalgamated rotational annual festival by the Omaruru, Karabib and Nusakos local authority councils in Swakopmund earlier today.
Itope, who is the patron of the event, emphasized the importance of the concept of trade fairs, adding that they not only enhance trade but also orientate consumers on the developments and potentials in the economy. He called for collaborations by local governments to create wealth and distribute it equitably, and in so doing meeting the government and private sectors halfway. The festival will take place in Omaruru from 27 to 30 September 2023 and is a result of a memorandum of understanding entered into a 2022 and comprises a number of disciplines of cooperation, among others, the hosting of ARAF within the three towns on a yearly basis. Omaruru Mayor Vincent Kahwa said the ARAF is set to revive the economy and attract investment opportunities within the three towns, equalizing small and medium enterprise growth and expansion for the betterment of the three towns' livelihoods. The event is expected to take place in Karabib in 2024, followed by Usakos in 2025. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukvonda.
For tomorrow's nationwide weather focus, let's shift our focus to the weather report. Welcome to Sport Planet, our go-to hub for all sporting action. Football kickstarts the segment. The 2023-2024 Debmarine Namibia Premiership was on Monday launched with an increased sponsorship of 18 million Namibian dollars from the previous 13 million Namibian dollars. Speaking during the team pairing announcement at the Namibia Football Association Soccer House, League Administrator Mabos Fries noted the intention of announcing the team pairing is to see football being played in all towns with Premier League teams. Fries added that the envisioned season was supposed to be played on single headers over the weekends, but due to limited funds, it would be impossible. The Premiership is slated to kick off over the weekend of the 16th and 17th of September 2023, with Blue Waters hosting newly promoted Okakarara Young Warriors at Vineta Stadium in Swakopmund. Now, Urban and Rural Development Minister Erastus Utooni on Monday commended all 14 regional councils and their leadership for striving to improve employees' wellness through recreational interventions such as sports to achieve a healthy work-life balance. Utooni made the remarks at the 5th Regional Annual Wellness Sports Week, which is being held under the theme Our Wellness, the Road Towards Productivity at the Olufuko Festival Center in Otapi. The minister, in a speech availed to Sport Planet, noted the theme was befitting as wellness programs are primarily created to help workers improve and maintain their health, which in turn has a direct impact on increased productivity within the workplace. Stay tuned for a sports roundup. We have reached the end of our broadcast tonight. Before we bid farewell, we would like to remind you to follow the on-screen prompts to subscribe to our channel, ensuring you stay abreast with headline-grabbing events within and beyond Namibia. Also feel free to interact with us in the comment section, and don't forget to like and share this content with family and friends. Otherwise, catch me tomorrow for the midweek edition. On behalf of myself, Chakonia Nehemia, and our dedicated production crew behind the scenes, it's good night.